Hello and welcome back to my little sewing corner. If you saw my last video, you will know that very soon I am heading over to England. Now to get there, that involves about 30 hours of travel. That's the less fun part about heading overseas from Australia. Everything is so far away, but worth it. So before I head off on this trip, I want to make sure that I've got a couple of items of clothing that are just really comfy to just throw on and go, but also look real cute. But comfy is like the main criteria there. So when you think comfy, you may not think 80s, but I think that this 80s dress, it is Butterick pattern, Butterick 5865. I thought it just looked like the perfect throw it on, move on with life, get stuff done dress, or travel. This pattern is a sort of a stretch pattern made for stretch fabric, and this is the fabric I have. It is a cream and it's got some, you really can't see there, it's got some grey brown specks all through it, but it's stretchy mostly in one direction. It's got a little bit of stretch in the other, but it's primarily just a one-way stretch. Or is that called a two-way? Because it goes two ways, whereas if four ways. Anyway, it's a bit stretchy. And that is pretty much all this pattern requires. Fabric. There's no buttons, no zips, no closures, everything just pulls on and off you go. So let's get to making it. Oh, goodness. All my pieces cut out, skirts, front, back, sleeves, collar and cuffs. The first step is to attach my backs to my front at the shoulders so I can attach the collar piece. And these are great because they're both cut on the fold, so there's literally nothing to do other than shoulders and side seams. This pattern actually asks for double stitch seams, whether you do a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. It says to do them all twice. So let's stitch this again inside the seam allowance. So preparing the collar for this just involves folding it in half, sewing the short edges together, and then folding it in half again, and then that edge gets stitched, so the double edge gets stitched to the neckline and this part ends up sticking up, so it's then finished. Got the collar pinned to the neckline and it's looking very small. There's a lot of neckline there that I have to stretch to fit this collar, which will hopefully fit over my head when stitched. Like I did pull this over my head just then and it went over, but once it's actually stitched and attached to this, who knows, because that adds that bit of tension in the stitching, so it's a little less stretchy. So we may need to take this off and redo it with a slightly bigger one, because this section is supposed to be rib knit, which I didn't have any of, so I am just doing the same fabric. So hopefully it will fit over my big old head. Collar is on. It is tight over the head. Once it's around the neck, it's the perfect sort of not too tight, not too loose, but she's a bit not stretchy enough over the head, so we'll leave it for now. But if later on down the track I'm like, this dress is just way too much effort to get into, then I'll change that out for a ribbed band that's a little more stretchy. But for now, we'll go with it. Now it is open this out and attach the sleeves. These sleeves get attached along the armhole before the side seam is done up, and then the side seam is done up all in one with the sleeve underarm seam. Now I have a very stylish poncho. It is time to do up my side seams and my shoulder underarm seams all in one. So this will all get flipped that way, go up there. Right, I no longer have a poncho looking garment, which is a little bit sad. It's time to put on the cuffs, which are exactly the same as the neck collar. Same process for the cuff. The top half of this dress is done with its collars, sleeves and cuffs all attached. It's time now to put the skirt together and attach it to the top. And I don't need to allow for any openings for zips, buttons, plackets, nothing. My kind of dress. The only thing I need to allow for is, because this is a point at the front, so this is my front piece, to get around that corner, the front piece is only sewn up to here and then clipped so that you can get around this point. But other than that, no openings. These all just get sewn together into one big skirt. So let's go do that. Skirt is all seamed together with the front clipped. Now I need to match this clip up with this point, and then the side seams with the side seams, and stitch this on. All together, and we've got that cute little V in the front, which I love. The last thing to do on this dress is give it a hem. Oh, someone's having a stretch. Hello. It's the last thing, I promise, and then we can go for that thing. Look at all your hair. Right, if I can get it back from somebody. This originally had a 3 centimeter hem allowance on it, but this skirt was supposed to be sort of knee length, and it is right now knee length. So if I give it a 3 centimeter hem, you know, it's going to be a lot shorter than I would like it. So I'm just going to fold it up and do either a very small rolled hem, or this fabric doesn't really fray. So I might just even fold it up once and zigzag it. All finished. I love how this design has turned out. I love the little V in the front. I just think it adds that little touch of princess detail, which I am all about. And I'm sure you will see me wearing this through an airport very soon.